welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hello, my name is Jamie and I'm happy to have you here. So this is part 2 of this picture. We have already done the background with Distress Inks. So if you want to see that first, go watch that video and then come back here. Other than that, let's get started. We're gonna do skin tone today. Aren't you so excited? I'm so excited. So I've been thinking about this picture and how I wanted to color the skin tones, and we have so many options, and I love mixed media. Love using everything, which is a problem sometimes. And I cannot find the tool that I like the best, but that's okay. I will find it as soon as I'm done. Oh, I found it. I thought for sure I wouldn't find it until I was done filming this video. All right, so I have decided that I want to use some Pan Pastels. I haven't used Pan Pastels in some time, and so I want to use them. And so I thought, why not? Let's try it. Let's go for it. Why not, right? Okay. I've been running around all morning. I went for my walk and then I came home and got ready, and then I went to the store to buy my nephew's birthday present because he's turning 3. How exciting. His birthday party is tomorrow. So I've been doing that. Okay, so let me tell you the colors that I have picked. So Pan Pastels come in little pans. You can buy them open stock, one color at a time, or you can buy them in sets. This is burnt sienna tint. So every color has a tint, a color, a shade, and an extra dark. Okay, so this is burnt sienna tint. Okay, and then this one is red iron oxide tint. And then this one is the burnt sienna shade. So this is the burnt sienna tint. This is the burnt sienna shade. And then I have a Payne's gray here as well, which I think is what we're going to start with. And I have a soft tool. They come in lots of different kinds. So you've got this one that I love because it gives you some length and something to hold on to. And then these just come in and out. So you can switch them up when you need a new one. Or you have like these like palette knife looking things. And they come in like there's a square one and there's a rounded off one and then there's a pointy one. And the pointy one is good to get like in those little tiny little points. And then what you do is you get little foam things that you just slide on them. Okay, just goes on there. I always have a hard time getting them on and off without like ripping them. So they're not my favorite for that. There we go. So, and they're kind of funny to use because of the angle you are. It's not like a pencil, you know, it just feels a little different, but they're great. You can use those too. Or they come in sponges of different shapes and you can get in there with those. And you've got big old giant ones too, which are great for backgrounds and stuff. But they are SOFFT. I'll have a link for them off of Amazon. Yeah, but this one, he's my favorite. So we're gonna use him. We're going to take our Payne's gray, and you don't need a lot. Like, just tap it. Don't dig in there. It's not paint. It's chalk, and it's very pigmented. So just tap it a couple of times, and you'll have plenty, which does make the Pan Pastels worth their price, I think, because they are expensive. Like one pan is about the same cost as a Copic marker, so around $4 to $5 per color, but they last forever, and they're not gonna dry up like a Copic marker. Like, I've never had to replace a color, and they all look like they're just brand new. And I use them. I haven't used them in a while, but there was a time there where I was using them all the time. So I do think they are worth the cost that they are. They are expensive. So you can just buy a couple at a time. Oh, look at that. I don't have to move the rest of the day. Oh yeah, I can just sit on my butt. That's good. It's only 11 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so I am putting this, I'm just kind of touching it into the shadow parts of her face. Another great thing about Pan Pastels is they are erasable. So if you get it somewhere you don't want it, there's no panic because you can erase it. I love this. I wanted to give her kind of some gray bluish shading because we're going to have this bird kind of be a dark blue gray kind of color too, and so it just kind of plays off the whole thing here. So this is our darkest kind of color, and we're just tapping it in. Like, they are so really pigmented, so it doesn't take much at all. But they're fun to play with. And if you don't like to get your hands dirty, this is a great way to use pastels, because usually pastels you get messy, but you can stay pretty clean with these because you use the tools rather than your fingers or cotton to blend. I'm not against getting dirty, but I just think they blend beautifully. So I love them too. And it can be quick too, so it doesn't take as long to get a good skin tone, I think. Building up color pencils can take a while, and I don't love to put a marker base on skin because it's not my favorite. You can, but it's just, if you do get streaky with your water-based marker, it's a little harder to make it a smooth skin tone. Where with a flower and stuff, like, I don't care. Like, it can have that and be okay, but with a skin tone, I get a little more picky. So I don't usually, sometimes I do, but I don't usually use a marker base on skin tone. I have done it before, so don't come for me if you see it in a video, but I don't usually. So I like Pan Pastels because they make it, I can get a good skin tone in like half the time of pencils. Because I love to do art, I love to be creative, but I'm also a mommy of 3 boys. And they have special needs. Don't all children, I think. All children have special needs. So I got stuff to do. I can't be doing art all the time. I wish I could. That would be nice if I could just do art all the time, but that's not my life right now. So I gotta find ways to have fun, be creative, feel like I accomplished stuff, but not spend 20 years on one picture, because I ain't no Michelangelo, you know? Can you imagine how long that Sistine Chapel it took him? And he was like suspended on a board. Like, how would you like to paint upside down, suspended on a board for that long? Oh my gosh. No wonder he like did a self-portrait of being one of the damned on the Sistine Chapel. I would too at that point. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in hell. I'm trying to decide what to do with like this lacy part of the dress, kind of. I think maybe we'll kind of put some shading around it at the top here, and then maybe we'll pick another pastel color to put for the dress, and then maybe we can use like some gel pens or something to make the dress look kind of lacy. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so that kind of gets that, but don't forget her hand. This is a hand here in front. Sometimes I do that, I like forget a body part. And then I'm working on something else and I'm like, oh my gosh, now I have to remember all the colors I used and get it all back out because I forgot a body part. So don't forget the hand. It's attached. Okay. Pan Pastels have very little dust, but they do have a little bit. So if you get a little bit of dust on your paper, I like to kind of tip my paper up and then tap it on the table. That gets it off my page, and then I'm ready to go. Don't blow on it, okay? It's a bad habit some of us have acquired over the years, blowing on our paper to get rid of the pastel, but it's dangerous because if you're using toxic colors and you inhale that color instead of just blow, you're putting yourself at risk for, you know, cancer and other complications, so don't do it. Okay, so I forgot to get a paper towel, but I have some garbage here, so I'm going to rub my thing there to make sure it is clean. I don't see anywhere else right now that I need this color. Looks good. So I'm going to grab my burnt sienna shade and I'm just going to go into it. So I'm just going to tap. And then I'm going to go and just go next to and even right over that Payne's Gray. Kinda, I don't want too much of this color, but we do want a little bit, so that we get a nice gradient into the lighter areas of her skin. And when you work with mixed media art, okay, there are lots of moments you have. And one of the moments that comes is the, oh my gosh, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen moment. And it is a completely normal moment in art. It's that moment before everything comes together and it's amazing. So keep going. If you reach that spot where you're like, oh my gosh, this is awful, keep going and you'll see that it's going to turn out okay. Okay? So don't panic. Nobody panic. I do a lot of tapping with my pastels at this time. Like later I'll blend a lot, but right now I'm more tapping and putting pigment on the paper and kind of getting it where I want, and then I'm going to blend it all out later, you know? So if you see that I'm tapping and you're like, what the heck? That's kind of why. You can rub it on if you don't want to tap. You can rub it. But I tend to tap a little more at this point. I am loving this picture. I am here for the fall. I'm here for the fall. For autumn. I love it. It's been cooler here the last couple of days, which is crazy. It's usually boiling hot this time of year. And I'm sure it will come back up. Like last Saturday, it was boiling hot. I was so hot at the soccer games for my kiddos. Oh my gosh, thought I was a goner. Didn't know how they were running around on a field because I was boiling being a spectator. But they're amazing. Kept going. But this week, I think it's going to be a lot cooler at their games. It's been a cooler week. It's been raining a lot, which is good. Kind of get some of the smoke out of our area. Bless those that are in the fires. It's just an awful time of year. We seem to have fires this time of year. And we are just in the path of all the smoke. So we don't have the fires. We're not in any danger, but our air quality has been pretty bad. So okay, I'm also going to take this down kind of the back of the hand a little bit. There we go. It's kind of a funny position for her hand to be in, but I guess it works. Yeah. Okay. So there is that color. Lovely. I'm going to clean off my sponge again. All right, so my sponge is stained, but no color's coming off. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my burnt sienna tint and tap into it. And this is where I might start to blend a little more because that lighter color helps to blend things together. And it's okay if you get pastel somewhere that you don't want it, you can erase it, so it's okay. I'm just going to start working this into the paper. Pan pastels are also a great base to put color pencils on. So we can go in with color pencils right over the top of the pan pastels for some deeper and more detailed spots. So that is really nice about them as well. Just blend this color in. So pretty. I hope you guys can see that really good, that there's not too much of a glare on it. Because she is looking beautiful. So pretty. I love it. So much fun. I haven't used these forever. Now I want to use them on everything. That's usually what happens, is I like, oh, I haven't used this, and so I pull it out and then that's all I want to use. Just put it on everything. And I already have so many pictures that I am working on at the moment, work in progresses, that I don't need anything else. I need to get some of these done before I start any more. Yes, yes, yes. So, ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, I grabbed this red iron oxide tint because I thought it might be nice to put in a little pink like in her face, like her cheeks and stuff, just to bring a little rosiness to her. Yeah, that's really nice. Just a nice blush. Yeah. A little more life to her skin. Let me put it above her eyes as well. And again, we can go in with some pencils and tighten some stuff up. But my goodness, she's already gorgeous. And how much time have we spent on her? Not hardly any. My goodness, she's so cute. Oh, I love it. Maybe we'll put a little on her, like kind of shoulder too. Let's give some color. It's a little pink in here. Okay. Alrighty. So pretty. Love it. Let's see what we have here. Believe it or not, this is an eraser. It looks like a pencil, but this is the Faber-Castell Perfection eraser. And he just gets in there and gets any teeny tiny spots out that we might want to remove. And that Pan Pastel just lifts like it's nothing. It's great. Comes right out. We did a pretty good job though at keeping it where we wanted it. Okay. Maybe in her eyes, I'll clean up a little bit of that white. How beautiful she is. Oh my gosh. I love her. Okay, we need to pick a color for her dress. I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking? I'm kind of leaning towards using this Payne's Gray and then using like a white gel pen or something. Let's just go ahead and put a base of this in. I might even like grab a lighter gray or blue as well. Under this little dude's tail. Don't want to forget that. right, let's see about a lighter color. Like I know I have a Payne's Gray tint or like a phthalo blue maybe. Let's see. What's this? So this is the Payne's Gray tint. It's really light. I think that's ultra. Yeah, that's ultramarine. I don't think I want ultramarine. Phthalo blue. That's the phthalo blue tint. Maybe we'll kind of, let's see what we can do with these two. We'll kind of, maybe if we kind of gives it a little more of a blue. I like that. Do you guys like that? Okay, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna go spray this and then we'll add some pencils just to tighten some stuff up. I'm gonna spray it with Faber-Castell Final Fixative. And I know that there's Final Fixative and workable fixative. And I like Final Fixative even in the middle of my project. I think it seals it really nicely so that none of the pastel moves, but I can add other stuff on top of it just fine. So it works for me. I really like it. If you want to use workable fixative, that's okay too. But right now I'm going to go spray it with some Final Fixative. I use a Grumbacher. I'll have it linked in the description box down below. Okay, we have got her right here. She's been sprayed. I sprayed her in my garage, not in my house, not in a small room, okay? I'm gonna grab, I have my Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils here. They're great with pastels, I think, because they're a little more transparent than like my Prismacolors, and so I just like them for, I like something that's a little more transparent when I'm working over the top of pastels. That is just my preference. You can use whatever pencils you have, but this is Dark Indigo 157, and he's going to be our most popular pencil today. So we're going to just kind of like clean up some edges, define some darks that maybe we lost a little bit with the pastels. All right, and then I'm going to take it over here as well. Okay. Just again, just kind of put in some more darks. Clean them up a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of using black, especially on skin, because I don't know, I mean, unless you're wearing like black eyeliner, there's not really any black in your skin. Like, there's different shades of yellows, pinks, browns, blues, you know, but not a whole lot of black in there. So I tend to stay away from my black pencil when I'm working on skin. All right, we are going to take this indigo blue right into her skin. We're going to just put it where we want our darkest shadows. Those areas that we want to define as dark. Okay. There's her hand. You see how her hand just kind of comes together now? It just kind of pops in there a little more. And I like it. Okay, let's put this. I'm trying to do these videos for this page more in real time so you guys can see, and we'll just break it up into as many videos as we need to get finished with it, so that if you just want to see, you know, a skin tone, you can just come watch the one on the skin tone. Though I think you should watch all my videos and subscribe and like it. We are so close to 2,000 subscribers, you guys, and when we hit it, I have some good stuff for a giveaway. So subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Here we go. I'm also using a very light touch. I'm not pressing. Can you see how far back I'm holding my pencil? It makes it very hard to be harsh with my pencil. It helps to have a very soft touch. So if you struggle with getting too harsh, too hard, too forceful with your pencils, try backing your hand up on that pencil barrel. I love these little shadows on her neck. It's the part I always forget when I'm drawing my own girls. There are those like curves and shadows of tendons and bones in your neck. I always forget them. But I think they make a woman look very beautiful. Give it. She is so pretty. Okay, her face, same thing. We're still using that indigo blue with a light touch. And we're still just going to darken up any shadows that we want. Anything that might help us to bring it to life a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to put just a little right here, I think. Okay, and let's work. I like that Cupid's bow, and then her nostrils, and we have the shading because the nose is so much shading. There's not a lot of lines in a nose. So we want to make sure we have the shading that kind of gives her nose shape. Okay. All right, so pretty. I like her a lot. I'm going to put just a little around her lips here, and then we'll give her some lip color and eye color. A little more than I wanted. Let's see if we can kind of, there we go. Okay, so let's give her some lip color here. I kind of am thinking kind of a darker, vampier lip. So I'm going to start with my Red Violet 194. I'm going to put this on her lips, kind of around the edges. Okay. And then I'm going to take, this is, what is this? Burnt Carmine 190. It's either a 3 or a 5. I think it's a 3. Not sure. But it's Burnt Carmine. And we're going to go ahead and put it in here. Okay, beautiful. And then I'm going to use, this is Cinnamon 189 to just kind of finish her up. Unless I change my mind when I get it on there. Which can happen. That's pretty. I'm going to go back to, see, I changed my mind. The Red Violet, the 194, and I'm just going to see if I can darken up that edge a little bit. And then back to the Cinnamon. All right, beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna put this cinnamon down on her thumbnail as well. She's got just this one nail, so we're just gonna, there we go, not too much. Okay, and then her eye color, I have picked, she has little tiny eyes. These aren't like Jasmine Beckett eyes, Jasmine Beckett Griffith? Yep, Jasmine Beckett Griffith eyes. These are just little eyes. So we're gonna take the Phthalo Blue 110, and I'm gonna try to get down here and see without putting my head directly in the page. I'm just gonna put it right on the edge. Her little tiny eyes. This eye is more in shadow, so we can put more of the darker color. Be around that one side. Okay, teeny tiny eyes here. Okay, then we have the light phthalo, which, what number is this? Oh no, 145. I'm pretty sure that one's a 5. It's getting better, you guys, I promise. If you didn't know, I had a PRK, so my sight is improving all the time, but some of those little tiny fine details are still a little rough. All right, look how beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh, she's striking. I love her. All right, you guys, that's all I have time for today. And next time, we're gonna plan on doing probably her hair and then the laciness of her dress. Because, yeah, and then we'll do the bird. So we'll just take it one video at a time and see what happens, but we'll work some more on her next time. We might even add like some little highlights in her face and stuff before we're finished, but I just wanted to show you how to do a face with some Pan Pastels. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have an awesome week, an awesome weekend, that you find time to relax, to de-stress, to take some deep breaths, maybe throw some color around, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!